That's some old school right there, having a million icons. I mean, he's got so many games, so many things that he's downloaded on there. It was supposed to be for school.
Well, see, it's no longer the school year on virtual, so...
Yeah, we used it for virtual schooling, but once he went back to regular school and they weren't doing the virtual anymore, then he was like, can I put games on there? And I was like, sure, you can put like a couple. And then now he's got like 80 freaking games on there, and I'm like, bruh!
It's not 80 games.
That is not what I said.
That is not 80 games.
That's a lot of games.
It's not 80 games.
It's a lot of games.
It's not 80 games.
It's probably close to it.
No, it's I actually...
Do not come in this house and tell me what I know.
Okay. I enlarged the icons to where I can have less things on my...
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I have a really cool like arrow thingy that I want to put somewhere.
God dang it, now I want to prove you wrong by counting all the games on my computer.
Okay, you do that. I'll keep you busy for a while. Just a little bit. There's not a lot. There's not a bit. It's fine, man. It may good, man. It's really fun. Alright, I got some cool, like, shiny face tattoos that I think I might slap on my face. I'll just go whoosh. Before I do that, though, I want to do the freckles and everything and get that out of the way. But I gotta do foundation. I definitely need more around the eyes. Like, it's really pretty, but it looks like something I would wear anywhere, and I want more pizzazz. Pizzazzles. He's like, it's fine, Mom. I understand that. I've had some pretty interesting encounters at work. Like, 2 times now, there has been a moment where it was 2 separate older women, but basically they were complaining about like a price or something. Like, they read some sort of sign wrong, thinking that it was one thing. Basically, one of them I remember where it was some kind of discount on Hostess products. You know, the Debbie snacks? Not Debbie snacks, it's Hostess, but Hostess snacks. But it was for a certain kind, and they grabbed the family box, which was like a box full with more in it, and that's not part of the deal. And this lady was having like just a full-on freak out about it, right? And I was just like, I didn't even know about the deal. That's the thing. They always assume that I know about these deals, but literally I walk in and I immediately start working. I don't have time to look around the store, and they change the fucking deals and where placement of things are all the time, so it's hard to keep up. And this lady's like, well, the sign said. So I called the manager, and the manager's like, oh, it's for these, not for this. And she's like, okay, fine. And then afterwards she's like, your makeup's pretty. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna be grateful for you complimenting my makeup after you were a huge bitch to me. Like, that's not how this works. But that happened another time too, where like someone was being super salty, and then they realize they're in the wrong, and then they're like, you look nice. Like, that just absolves everything that they just did. I'm like, okay. I'm just like, thanks. They don't really care as long as they're like mostly covered. Like I'm pretty good. Like my tattoos kind of look like bracelets, and this one is rarely ever seen, and we have to wear pants so no one can see my leg tattoo. So I'm pretty good. My one manager has a bunch of tattoos all over his arms, so nobody really seems to care. I don't think they care about that. I know, like, we had one worker, she no longer works there, but she had a septum piercing, and they didn't seem to say anything about that. Yeah, I would say the workers, like the regulars who've been there for a while, like, they don't really care. It's only, like, the new manager, I think, maybe gives a shit, but he hasn't said anything to me specifically about like my tattoos or how I present myself, because I wear pretty crazy makeup most days, and I don't think that there's even anything in the handbook. So the only thing in the handbook that I saw was, you know, you're not allowed to dye your hair wacky colors. Like you can do pink, blue and stuff, but I can't be your whole head. And I'm like, red's a natural color. That was my reasoning. But nobody really cared anyway, so I think it's fine. But I'm not technically breaking rules. And I'm pretty good about, like, you know, hiding my tattoos and stuff. Although eventually I want to get more. I want to be smothered in tats. Does she mean boobies or tattoos? Both. Your manager has lots of tattoos as well? Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's just become pretty normal. The only people who get kind of butthurt about that stuff are older people who still think it's the 1940s. And I don't care. I'm not gonna, like, stop being me. Especially because I know there's other places around where I work that absolutely don't give a fuck. Also, they hired me when I had blue hair, so, like, that's kind of their fault. If that was gonna be a problem, they should have not hired me in the first place. I was pretty upfront. The only thing I went sort of subtle on was my makeup, and even then, my subtle is still extravagant, as we all know.
What's my subtle?
You're like me, you're also extravagant. Mr. Pickles asked me what his subtle was. Also, I cannot get over that my natural hair color is now like a deep brown. That is just wild to me. I haven't seen my natural hair in a long time, and the last time I had my natural hair before I dyed it, it was blonde. So, I mean, it was kind of a dusty, dirty blonde. You know, it was like slightly in the light brown tints, but it was still pretty dang blonde. So, like, now that I have, like, kind of dark hair, it's kind of weird. I'm like, do I just have, like, black hair now? Like, my dad, when he had full-on blonde hair, and then all of a sudden in high school it went jet black. And I was like, that is wild. Like, how does that even happen? There was no, like, subtle transition. It was just, like, black. Become my father. I already have his kidney stones, why not his hair, right? What up? How you doing? I'm doing some Fae makeup, and then if I have time, I'm gonna work on my Flick cosplay from Animal Crossing New Horizons. How are you doing today, Arvin? Also, the colors that we're going for are like deep blue, brown, gold, and beige. It seems kind of boring, but I think once we slap it all together, it's gonna be really fun. I probably will put my fangs in. I do this every time. I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna do my fangs today. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do my fangs. Like immediately. I'm like, I don't even know why I bother telling myself that's not gonna happen.
So one of the mods I installed, I thought it was just gonna be a normal 5 Nights at Freddy's 4-pack. It is actually well made.